Om Namo Narayanayan. Pranams, revered Maharaj, dear sisters and brothers. A warm welcome to our Bhagavad Gita class. Revered Maharaj will now commence with tonight's class.
स्थापकाय च धर्मस्य सर्वधर्मस्वरूपिणे अवतारवरिष्ठाय रामकृष्णाय ते नमः। Om Namo Narayanaya. Namaskar to all of you. We shall begin with the two verses from the meditation of Bhagavad Gita. All can chant these two verses with me. Om Parthaya Pratibodhitam Bhagavata Narayanena Swayam Vyasena Grathitam Puranamunina Madhye Mahabharatam Advaitamritavarshinim Bhagavatim Ashtadashaadhyayinim Amba Tvam Anusandadhami Bhagavad Gita Bhavadveshinim Vasudeva Sutam Devam Kamsachanuramardhanam Devaki Paramanandam Krishnam Vande Jagadgurum. The last session, we were discussing the 24th and 25th verses, where Sanjaya is telling, Eva muktvo hrishikeshaha gudakeshena bharata senayor ubhayor madhye sthapayitva ratottamam bhishmadrona pramukatah sarveshancha mahikshitam uvacha partha pashyaitan samavetan kuruniti. Now, when Arjuna requested Krishna to place his chariot in between the two armies so that he can see who have assembled there, then Lord Krishna, Rishikesha, that is the controller of the senses and the mind, so he placed the Ratha, the chariot of Gudakesha, that is Arjuna, Senayor Ubhayor Madhye, in between the two armies, Sthapayitva, he placed the chariot, Rathottamam, the best of the chariot, Uttama Ratha Uttamam. Where did he place it? Very intelligent Lord Krishna. He didn't place it in front of some ordinary soldiers or near Duryodhana or Karna, but very intelligently the Lord placed the chariot Bhishmadrona Pramukataha. He placed very near so that Arjuna could see clearly his great grandfather, grandsire Bhishma, and his teacher, who loved him so much, and the teacher also loved him so much. So he placed very near to them, Bhishma Drona Pramukataha, Sarveshancha Mahikshitam, Uvacha Partha. Now, the first word uttered by Lord Krishna in Bhagavad Gita is this one, in the 24th or 25th verse. It's just a very simple word. Partha Pashyaitam. E Partha. See, you wanted to see the soldiers, you wanted to see who have assembled here. See, look at it. That is the word, that's all. Krishna is telling Partha Pashyaitam. Partha Pashyaitan Samavetan Kuruniti. All the Kuru. See, all of them, both Pandavas and Kauravas, they all belong to one race that is called Kuru race. Kuru was a great king. In his race, these people have come, so it is called race of the Kuru. But because at that time, the Kauravas were ruling the kingdom, they are called Kauravas, and Pandavas are called by the father's name, that is Pandu's name. But Krishna is addressing as Kuru, the race of Kuru. Kuru, Samavetan Kuru Niti, because both of them, it's a family feud. That's why Kurun Iti, all the people from the Kuru Vamsha or the Kuru family have assembled here to fight. There is something speciality in it. We will slowly go to discover what is it. But in the last verse, we were discussing about that word Gudakesha. Arjuna is addressed as Gudakesha. We had completed that. We'll just recapitulate that so that you will get a little connection to the old discussion. Now, Lord Krishna is addressed as Hrishikesha. That is also, we have discussed it a lot about it in the earlier verses. Now we shall just revise what has been told about Gudakesha. Now Arjuna is given a beautiful title here, Gudakesha. Gudaka means tamoguna, tamas, sleep, all that is connected with tamas, laziness, dullness. Gudaka. Isha means master, the one who has won it over. Therefore, Gudakesha means the one who is not a tamasic person, one who has conquered the tamoguna or the sleep. Because if a person is under the grip of tamas or laziness, inactivity, and he is sleepy by nature, he is never fit for learning Bhagavad Gita. I explained that in the last session, that why Lord Krishna chose Arjuna. Because Arjuna is the fit person. So we, all of us, if we have to understand or rightly go through the Bhagavad Gita, then all of us should become like Arjuna. What is that quality? We have to overcome our sleep, laziness, tamas. We should be active. Now you can understand the statement of Swami Vivekananda that before starting to learn Bhagavad Gita, play football. Have you heard that statement? There was some controversy also recently about that. So, Swami Vivekananda used to tell, before starting to learn Bhagavad Gita, learn to play football. That means football here means should be active, should be exercising, should be making your body and mind strong. That is the idea. Play football means should be active. Why? Because with your biceps and triceps stronger, then only you can understand Bhagavad Gita properly. It is difficult to understand Bhagavad Gita. Why? Who told this Bhagavad Gita? The best warrior, the best kingmaker, the very intelligent, the Paramatman himself is telling this Bhagavad Gita. To whom? Another great warrior of that time, Arjuna, Savyasachi, ambidextrous, now Gudakesha, controlled his sleep and laziness and tamas. So to such a person has been told. Where has it been told? On the battlefield. The most active area is battlefield. No other field can be so active than battlefield. If you go and investigate, you will see most of the invention today you are enjoying, most of them are the products of war. You know, even computers were discovered by the Germans for the war purpose. So many other things. So many things are discovered from war. So whatever that might be, let us not go into those things, but that is the most active place. So we are active in different areas to understand Bhagavad Gita and practice it in our life. We should not be tamasic. That is the reason why Vivekananda told, first play football, make your bicep and tricep stronger, then you can understand Bhagavad Gita. Now, can you catch it? Krishna is himself addressing, or Sanjaya is calling him as Gudakesha, controller of sleep, or who has overcome tamas. That is the idea of Vivekananda telling, play football. I think now you got some idea. So he is the fit person. So if we have to become fit to learn Bhagavad Gita, we should overcome our tamasika guna. So he is competent. Arjuna is not of the type that is the sleeping type. Therefore, hey Bharata, here Bharata is addressed by Sanjaya to Dhritarashtra because he is from that great king Bharata's race. So he is addressed as Dhritarashtra as Bharata. And what did Krishna do? Senayor ubhayor madhye ratam sthapayitva. He stationed the chariot specially gifted by the gods between the two armies, from where Arjuna can clearly see the faces of everyone in the opposite side. And what did Arjuna see there? Sarvesham mahikshitam. Now, pramukataha ratam sthapayitva. From the previous verse, we can supply the meaning here. Pramukataha. the important people in the Kauravas side. Stapayitva, he placed the chariot in front of the rows of kings supporting Duryodhana. Mahikshita means kings, those who protect the earth. Mahi is the earth. Ikshita, Mahikshita means kings, those who protect the earth. Prithvi or kingdom, etc. And there also, even though there are so many kings assembled there, Krishna very planfully put the chariot in front of Drona and Bhishma. Why? Lord Krishna knows what is the weakness and strength of Arjuna. So he is testing Arjuna. So where did he position the chariot? Bhishma Drona Pramukataha, right in front of Bhishma and Drona, just to test Arjuna. If Krishna had placed the chariot in front of Karna or Duryodhana, then Arjuna's blood would have boiled, because they are all villains. They have done so many wrong things against him. So he would have become very angry and the battle would have started immediately. So Lord Krishna didn't place in front of Duryodhana, but he placed in front of our Bhishma and Drona. Why? Because Krishna wanted to transform Arjuna. Therefore, though he is innocent, he placed the chariot in front of Bhishma and Pramukataha, towards whom Arjuna had intense love and attachment. Having positioned, he said, Hey Partha, Samavetan Kurun Pashya. Hey Arjuna, may you survey, may you study all the Kauravas assembled iti uvacha. We will also study why Krishna addressed, see, he has so many names, Arjuna. Why did he address him as Partha? Partha means the son of Pritha. Who is Pritha? Kunti. So now he is addressing by the name of the mother, not by the father or any other special qualities of Arjuna. We will study why about that. But before that, we will see why Krishna placed the chariot in front of Drona and our great Bhishma. Krishna, first lesson to Arjuna is starting here. Krishna positions the chariot particularly in front of Bhishma and Drona and asks him to behold the Kurus. Though being on the Kaurava side, they both epitomize the highest order of the Kshatriya warriors, men of outstanding character. Who are they? Bhishma and Drona. Though Dronacharya was a Brahmana, but he had taken up war and also to teach the archery and other armaments to them. So now, though he was born by birth, he is Brahmana, by the dint of his work, he has become a Kshatriya. So you should note, in our Hindu culture, we have the 4 Varnas. It's not caste system. So it is not decided by birth. It is decided by the work and the quality. The work we do and the qualities which we have decides the Varnas. So just because somebody is born in a Shudra family, he doesn't become a Shudra. Just because he is born in a Vaishya family, businessman family, he doesn't become a Vaishya. Just because somebody is born in a, Kshatriya family and having the surname Singh or something like that, he can't become a Kshatriya. Just because somebody is born in a Brahmana family, he can't become a Brahmana. He may have lot of advantages being born in that family because he has a lot of things to learn there naturally, but he doesn't become so. How was that system? Varnashrama is not caste system, you should note that. Later on, British people and some other people, the leftist, just to divide India, just to give bad name to Hinduism, the bad practices of the other people were shown as the character of Hinduism. But really Krishna also tells in Bhagavad Gita, earlier also it was like that what is your work you are doing, what is the nature you have, that decides the Varna. Now, who is a Brahmana? One who dedicates his life to the studies, getting more knowledge of God and other things, and he always thinks of the welfare of humanity and the world. He is a Brahmana, one who goes towards God. Now you can check what you are. Again, I'm telling it's not by birth. Who is a Kshatriya? Kshatratrayate iti Kshatriyaha. One who uses his physical and mental and all the energies to establish righteousness and destroy unrighteousness. He is called Kshatriya. Watch yourself. What kind of nature do you have? What your work you are doing? Then you can understand which group you belong to. Then what is Vaishya? A person who does cattle rearing, agriculture, business, economy, for the sake of earning more money, is a Vaishya. Now you see what you are. Then who is a Shudra? A person who uses his physical prowess or whatever mental prowess or education to earn money under somebody, under a company, under a boss or under a work. He is a Shudra. Not by birth. Again, I'm telling, you may be born in whichever family. If you're working under somebody for the sake of money, using your whatever you have talents to earn money, is a Shudra. If a person does cattle rearing, business, agriculture, and sells the produce for the sake of earning money, he is not working under somebody. He is a Vaishya. A person who is concerned about maintaining the righteousness, he uses his powers not to earn money, but to serve the society, to maintain the righteousness and put down the unrighteousness, is a Kshatriya. A person who uses his whole life not at all to earn money. He doesn't have any selfish thing. He doesn't earn money. His mind is not for earning money. He only dedicates his life and his family for the welfare of the society, to learn more about God and realize God, one who is moving towards God. Such a person is Brahmana. So it is by your work and it is by your character, not by birth. So now you decide which group, guild you belong to. It is not by birth. Was there any thing by which a person is born in some group but he would become something else? Yes. See, Drona was born in a Brahmana family. But by the dint of his work and character, he has become a Kshatriya, warrior. Any other example? The great Avatara, Parashurama. He was born the son of Jamadagni and Renuka Devi, Brahmana, birth. But by work, he became a Kshatriya. To maintain the righteousness, to kill the wrong people and establish the righteousness, he took up arms, what we call axe, and went about killing all the bad people. 21 times he went round the world to kill all the bad kings. Parashurama, he became a Kshatriya. Any other this thing who is born a Shudra became a Brahmana from the lowest? Vyasa Maharshi, whom we worship, he was born in a fisherman's family. His mother was a fisherwoman family, but he became the greatest of Brahmana. So there was no caste system as it is portrayed today in Hinduism. It is just to give bad name. But it was by the dint of your work and by the dint of your character. Guna karma, Krishna tells in Bhagavad Gita in another place. Guna karma vibhagashaha. By your character, nature, and by your work, those were decided. Any other example? Yes, so many examples are there. Jabala Satyakama, one of the greatest rishis in the Upanishad, Jabala Satyakama. He was the son of a prostitute. Jabala was a prostitute. He became a great rishi, Brahmana, who gave so many mantras. The Gurukula, the Rishi accepted him because he told only truth. So he got the name Satyakama and associated with the name of his mother, though she was a prostitute. Why? He used to tell only truth. So you are telling the truth, you are a Brahmana. You are catching hold of truth only, you are a Brahmana. The Rishi told, come, I will admit you to the school. So, see, a prostitute's son became a Brahmana. How? By the dint of his character, good character. Work, what he did. So it was not by birth. Any other example? So many examples. Valmiki, he was a highway robber, killing people for money. Not even Shudra, not even Vaishya, not even, he was a highway robber, killing people. You can't even put them. He became a great Rishi who gave us Ramayana. So a sinner also could become a Brahmana by his dint of work and character. So, note that, understand, when somebody, the leftists and other people try to denigrate your religion, Hinduism, you should not get swayed by that. What is true thing, I have explained it to you. You can go deeper and make study about it. Now, let us go, come here. Though these people, that is our Dronacharya and our Bhishma, were on the side of Kauravas, but they were highest epitome of order of Kshatriya warrior, men of outstanding character. They would not stoop to merely pleasing the evil-minded Duryodhana. They would fight for the Kauravas only to fulfill their obligations as true Kshatriyas. Circumstances had placed them in the Kaurava camp as soldiers. They would give their best even for the unrighteous Kaurava. A soldier does not go into the merits of the decision of to wage war. The state decides that a soldier follows the order of the state. Thus, at least Bhishma and Drona cannot be classified under the category of mean opportunists fighting only to please Duryodhana, the villain, the unrighteous, and court favor with the evil-minded Duryodhana. Now, Krishna's gesture in pointing out Bhishma and Drona to place Arjuna in front of them, why? Is not only to remove any misunderstanding about their character from Arjuna's mind, but also to educate Arjuna to follow their example. What is that example? In future you have to fight your own kith and kin, be like them, do your duty properly. Take them as your example. You should do your duty properly, though you may be fighting your own relatives. See, such a beautiful lesson. Krishna's gesture in pointing out Bhishma and Drona is meant not only to remove any misunderstanding about their character from Arjuna's mind, but also to educate him to follow their example. Arjuna had to perform the duty that has befallen him as a Kshatriya. He has to fight for the Pandavas, whose cause is a righteous one. His attention should not slip into personalities and personal motive and family matter and mar his perception of his duty. The Mahabharata war arose from a clash of morality. Righteousness was fighting unrighteousness. As a leader of the Pandava forces, Arjuna's concentration should remain with upholding of righteousness. Such is his obligatory duty. Krishna's initial lesson now made no impression upon Arjuna, because he will now, you will see, will be succumbing to his emotions. He will be succumbing to his weakness, that is attachment, that is samsara. So we have learned the first lesson. Though just one word, Krishna just talked, but placing that Ratha in front of the Drona and Bhishma, what is Krishna giving us? Or maybe lesson to Arjuna, but it is meant for us. We are studying Bhagavad Gita. Arjuna long back is gone. Why are we studying this? It is the lesson, our obligatory duty. Whatever is our duty, wherever we are, we have to do our duty properly. That's the first lesson we are getting from Krishna. Work. Okay, now we will go forward because we have to study a lot within short time. So we will go forward and waste no time. Now we shall chant the 26th and 27th verses. Tatra pashyat stithan partha, tatra pashyat stithan partha, Pitrinath Pitamahan, Pitrinath Pitamahan, Acharyan Matulan Bhratrun, Acharyan Matulan Bhratrun, Putran Pautran Sakhim Sthata, Putran Pautran Sakhim Sthata. That is the 26th verse. Now we will chant the 27th verse. Shvashuran Suhridaschaiva, Shvashuran Suhridaschaiva, Senayorubhayorapi, Senayorubhayorapi. Now, a short 27th verse also we will chant. Tan samiksha sakaunteyaha, Tan samiksha sakaunteyaha, Sarvan bandhunavasthitan, Sarvan bandhunavasthitan, Kripaya paraya vishto, Kripaya paraya vishto, Vishidan nidamabravit, Vishidan nidamabravit. So they are interconnected. That's why I chanted or made you chant all that 3 verses. So I will just like prose way. Now we chanted in just like a poetry, just like a prose I will tell. Tatra apashyat sthitan partha, pitrunata pitamahan, acharyan matulan bhratrun, putran pautran sakhim sthata. That is the 26th verse. Shvashuran suhridaschaiva, Senayoho ubhayorapi, Tan samiksha sakaunteyaha, Sarvan bandhun avasthitan. That is the 27th verse. Kripaya paraya avishto, Vishidan idam abravit. This is the 27th verse. We shall learn little grammar also, Sanskrit grammar. So we will break all those words because there are some special words here which is indicating all our relationship with other people, Sanskrit one. So in other languages like Hindi, Gujarati, Bengali, they are very similar because they come from Sanskrit to Pali, Pali to all those languages. So you will learn many Sanskrit words which are very closer to some of these words, your relationship. That's why we'll take up the grammar. Tatra, there. Arthaha, apashyat. Arjuna saw. What is that? Pitrun, fathers. Here it is not Pitru. Pitru means father, but it is plural, fathers. Why is he using plural? There can be only one biological father. But here he is telling Pitrun. Pitrun means plural. We will go to the details why. Then Pitamahan, grandfathers, so many grandfathers. Acharyan, Acharyan means teachers. Matulan, uncles. From that word, mama has come. You tell mama, Matulan. Okay? Bhratrun, brothers. English word brother also has come from this Sanskrit word. Bhratrun. From Pitru, father has come. Matru, mother has come. All these words in the European, it's called Indo-European group of languages. They have come from Sanskrit. Bhratrun, brothers. Putran, putra means sons. Pautran, pautran means grandson. Sakhims tata, friends, tata. Now another important word comes. What is that? Shvashuran. What is that Shvashuran? What do you call in Hindi for father-in-law? Sasur. Sasuri, Sasur. So that has come from this word, father-in-law, mother-in-law. Shvashuran, Sanskrit word, Shvashuran. So many father-in-laws are also there in the battlefield. So Shvashuran means the father-in-laws, cha and eva. Suhridaha also. Suhridaha. What is Suhridaha? Hridaya means heart. Suhridaha means well-wishers. Suhridaha, well-wishers. Stitan, assembled. Ubhayoho api, on both the sides. Senayoho, and both the sides of the army. Samikshya. Ikshya means, ikshana means looking. Samyak ishya means very nicely, taking a intensely looking at it. Samikshya. That's why the word Samikshya. So now, having seen Sarvan, Tan, Bandhun, all those relatives, Avasthitan assembled, Kaunteya, Arjuna, Avishtaha was overpowered. Avishtaha means was overpowered. Paraya Kripaya. Paraya Kripaya means by deep attachment. He was overpowered. Grieving. He started grieving. So until now he was ready to fight and kill and show me the army I have to fight. Now suddenly the whole scenario changed, you see. He is now overpowered by attachment and grieving, grief. Vishidan saha abravit, he said, our Arjuna said, idam, the following words. That is the meaning of all the things which we have seen from 26 to 27. Okay, now we shall go to see the intent or the internal meaning of this. There Arjuna saw fathers, grandfathers, teachers, uncles, brothers, sons, grandsons, friends, father-in-laws and well-wishers assembled in the two armies. Having seen all these relatives assembled, Arjuna was overpowered by deep attachment, grieving. Now, see, always in our scriptures it tells, don't go to the extremes. Whenever you get joy or something good, you become too much elated, excited. When you get any other, problems and other things, then you get depressed. You go to the extremes. You fluctuate between the extremes. That's not good. You should have a balanced personality. Now see, Arjuna was on the toes to fight. Where? Show. I'm ready, excited. But now suddenly he has a fall. So if you go to the extremes, that end, you have to come to this end. So be balanced. That is the personality we have to maintain. Don't get excited when something big happens. Don't get depressed when something bad happens. That is the lesson we have to learn here. Suddenly see he's fluctuating like a pendulum. From there to down. What is that? Depression. Now we shall study that deep thing of that word, how it is connected to us. It's very, very important thing which will get connected to us. Let us see now. Be careful. What is that we are going to learn here now? Sanjaya gives here a huge list of relatives. Pitrun, Pitamahan, Acharyan, Matulan, Bhratrun, Putran, Pautran, Sakhihi. You can understand most of this word. Pitrun, he saw his own fathers, plural. Why is he used plural standing there? Pitrun means fathers. Just Pitru means father, singular. Pitrun means fathers. Why is he using this word here? How can you see fathers, many fathers there? There can be only one biological father. Here he said Pitrun because according to our Dharma Shastra, according to our scriptures, Dharma Shastra, every individual, all of us have got 5 fathers. All of us. That's why here it is mentioned as Pitrun, plural. Who are the 5 fathers all of us have? First one is biological father. So it's called, there is a verse in the Dharma Shastra. In our scriptures, there is a verse telling that we have 5 fathers. Who are they? Janita cha upaneta yascha vidyam prayachati annadata bhayatrata panchaite pitarasmrataha. This is the Dharma Shastra verse. What is the meaning of this? Janita, the first father. Who is he? There are 5 fathers who are to be called as good as our fathers. The first one is Janita, the biological father. First one. Then the next one is Upaneta, one who gives us the sacred thread. Upanayanam. So you think just giving the thread is something special? No. The thread, sacred thread, Yagnopavidita, is only an indication of you will start getting educated from now on. You are entering into the field of knowledge. That was the indication. That's all. Wearing a sacred thread is, they would be introduced. Until then, the children would be just playing and enjoying their childhood. From the age of 7 or 8, they are introduced to Vedic chanting. First mantra, greatest mantra is given, Gayatri mantra. Vedas, that is knowledge. Veda means knowledge. So, all the children were given education. So, how can we connect it to our present life? Education. Veda means knowledge. This is also knowledge. It's not only secular, it is not only sacred, all the knowledge is called Vedas. So now if you are introduced to education, suppose now father is in a poor condition, somebody else will try to put you into education, maybe your grandfather or your uncle or somebody. So one who introduces you to knowledge, gives you education, paying the fees, is also your father, like your father. So here, Upaneta means one who gives you the Gayatri mantra or the Yagnopavita or the Maunja or whatever that is, the sacred thread ceremony. He is also called your father. I gave you the detailed meaning of that Upaneta. Okay? The first one is Janita, the biological father who has given birth to the person who is popularly known as father. Then the next one is Upaneta. Father also can do this. The biological father also can be this Upaneta who can give you sacred thread if he has sufficient money and everything. Who is popularly known as the father. Then the next one is Upaneta, one who gives the sacred thread. Whoever does that initiation ceremony, that person is also considered another father. Generally, father himself does this Upanayanam, but if the father does not do so, suppose father is not there, or father is very poor, or father is in a condition where he cannot do, then whoever does that ritual is considered as good as father. He must be respected as though he is the father. That is the second father. The next one is Yascha Vidyam Prayachati, the teacher, the guru, the person who gives you knowledge. So that's why in our tradition, teacher is considered as God. You should revere the teacher like your father. Nowadays, our children do not revere their own father and mother. Then where is the question of revering the teacher? They don't show respect at all. In olden days, the teacher was also revered as father and mother. So, the teacher who gives you knowledge, anybody for that sake, if it is teacher or anybody who gives you knowledge, you should consider him as your father. Anybody, any knowledge, good knowledge. So that is the another father, yes, who gives knowledge. Now, Yascha Vidyam Prayachati. Guru is also considered a father. That is why during Upanayanam ceremony, when the thread ceremony is given, Yagnopavita Dharana Munji, when the Gayatri Upadesha is done, they cover the child who is getting the mantra with a silk cloth. If you had undergone that, you will see they will cover that child whose that Gayatri mantra is given with a silk cloth. Why? That's the second birth. First you were covered by the womb of the mother, the first biological birth. All the animals get it. All the animals are covered by the womb of the mother, biological mother. But the animals can't get this birth. This is your birth into the field of knowledge, wisdom. So this is called second birth. So anybody who is getting the Veda mantras or initiation or education, they are born into the field of knowledge, they are called Dvija. Brahmanas were called by the name Dvija. Why? Second birth. The first birth was biological birth, just like all animals. This is the second birth, birth in the field of knowledge. That's why they cover that child who is getting the knowledge or Gayatri mantra or the thread ceremony with a silken cloth symbolizing womb of knowledge. Is in the second, now going to get a second birth. See, we do so many rituals mechanically, but we do not know the significance. Now we have learnt a special significance. So deep, you are entering or you are born to the field of knowledge. So that's why he is called father. Now, that's why during Upanayanam ceremony also, when the Gayatri Upadesha is done, they cover the person with the silk cloth, and this indicates Garbhavasa. Garbha means the womb. Vasa means living. It's a symbolic representation. Second Garbhavasa, second living in the womb. First Garbhavasa is the actual one, the biological one. When a person was in the womb of the biological mother, second Garbhavasa are the living in the womb when a person is a student in the Gurukula. Now he is in the womb of knowledge. Why is the Gurukula Vasa considered a Garbhavasa or pregnancy? Because when a person is born, when we are all born, we are all practically just like animals. What is the difference between animals and us? We are also animals. We are just like animals at that time when we are born, just playing and playing, instinctive, uncultured. We do not know. Now, when you get into the field of education, you are getting cultured. Samskriti. Earlier it was Prakriti, one with nature. No Samskriti, no culture. Now we are getting cultured. See? What so deep meaning you see? You are learning so many good things. Why is education? Why is Gurukula in olden days? Vasa considered a Garbhavasa or pregnancy because when a person is born, he is practically an animal only. There is no culture, there is no restriction, there is no control at all. Any child is wild, untamed, uncontrolled, uncultured, indiscriminate, living being, just like animal. Therefore, we are all born Prakrita, uncultured, Purushaha, with animalistic instinct, instinctive. What are animals? Raga, Dvesha. What is Raga? Attachment. Dvesha means hatred. Animal life, only that Raga, attachment and hatred. That is animal life. But now we are born, now going to the cultured life, education. That's why it's living in the womb, second womb. We are only physically human beings, but mentally we are yet not cultured. Only when a person enters Gurukula and start learning the real education, not the present day mechanical literacy, the real education, Gurukula they used to teach. So they learn the Vedas, they learn the Dharma, righteousness, they learn what is Adharma, which is unrighteousness, and learn to lead a life based on righteousness, giving up Adharma rather than the life of hatred, dvesha and raga, attachment. I cannot lead a life according to my instinct, then I become an animal. But I have to lead according to the Shastric injunctions, according to our scriptures. And when the child comes out of the Gurukula, he is a new human being. He is not a Prakrita Purusha, he is not uncultured. He becomes a Samskrita Purusha. He is no more a wild, animalistic, instinctive, brutish person, but he is a cultured human being. That is why he is called Dvija. Now you can understand Swami Vivekananda's statement. What is religion? Religion is the process by which a brute is raised into man and man unto God. Religion is the process by which a brute is transformed into human being, cultured, from uncultured, from instinctive behavior to intellectual behavior, from intellectual behavior to divinity, divine behavior, instinct, intellect and intuition. So that is religion according to Swami Vivekananda. Only when a person goes through that, he becomes a real human being. He is cultured human being. That is why he is called Dvija, twice born. The first birth is from the biological mother. The second birth is from the Gurukula or the learning. For this second birth, Gayatri, Mother Gayatri, Divine Mother, that mantra, Gayatri is supposed to be the mother. And the Acharya who teaches you, the Guru, is the father. Gayatri is supposed to be the mother and Acharya is supposed to be the father who gives that. Matru agre dvijanam dvitiyam maunji bandhanat tatra syam mata Gayatri pita tu Acharya uchyate. What is the meaning? A cultured person is born out of Vedic study, helped by the Acharya. Thus, Acharya and Gayatri together give birth to the cultured twice born. Therefore, Acharya is the third father, teacher who gives you knowledge. Anybody who gives you culture and good knowledge is like your father. That is the third father now you saw. Then who is the fourth father? Annadata. One who gives you nourishment and food. Sometimes the father will be poor, he can't give food. Or now you have lost, somebody might have lost the father. Somebody else will give you the food. So Annadata, one who gives food, is also like father, the fourth father. Okay? You have learnt who are our fourth father. Okay, is Annadata. When I am hungry and I do not have anybody to feed me, at that time, if a person protects me by feeding me, because that is the duty of the father, now father cannot do that work. If somebody else is doing, he is also to be considered as your father, whoever provides you food, nourishment and other things. Okay, you have learned. See how deep is our culture, how great it is, Hinduism. And we don't want to follow, we want to imitate the Western culture. How deep it is, you see. How it is showing us to respect people. When I am hungry, I do not have anybody to feed me. At that time, if a person protects me by feeding me, giving food, without food, I would have died. The one who gives that, one who keeps me going by feeding me, that person is also like a father. And therefore, Annadata is the fourth father. And who is the fifth father? Finally, Bhayatrata. Bhaya means fear. Trata means one who protects. The one who rescues me from adversity or crisis is also the fifth father. Suppose you are in danger, somebody protects you. Suppose you are diseased, you are going to die, somebody gives you medicine, the doctor or somebody else gives you the money for the medicine and protects your life. Suppose you are in danger, somebody protects you. In crisis, he brings out you from the crisis. He is also your fifth father. You should consider him as your father. The one who rescues me from adversity or crisis, because that is also work of the father. So now you have learned the 5 duties of a father towards the child also, you see. The father's duty towards the 5 duties also is seen here. At the same time, anybody doing that will be like your father. You have to respect him like your father. The one who rescues me from adversity or crisis, the one who gives me a second life, protecting me from any danger, if it comes in my life, he is called a father. Keeping that Shastric scriptural view, here Vyasacharya in the Bhagavad Gita uses the expression Pitrun, plural. So just one word, Pitrun. That's the speciality of the mantra or shloka. Panini Maharshi about the sutras, he goes on explaining Arthavat, full of meaning, very short, Sara, full of intense meaning in it. So you can see just one word giving so many beautiful meaning. Otherwise, you would have just Pitrun means many fathers and you would have gone forward. But now we have learned so much in by one word, Pitrun. Okay, we will not waste any time. Another 5-10 minutes. We will go fast to learn the other words also. So now, if there are 5 fathers, so many who have all looked after him, showed him love, all those equal to his father are standing in the army there, ready to fight, he is ready to kill. Now, another word is grandfather. After Pitrun, Pitamahan, Pitamaha. Similarly, Pitamaha. If there are many fathers, then there must be grandfathers also. Pitamaha, then Acharyan, teachers in different fields. Whatever, anybody, even if somebody teaches you one word, one letter, he is your teacher. Any knowledge who has taught you is your teacher. Mother is the first teacher, father is the second teacher, then the teachers, so many teachers. One of the greatest person, the son of Atreya Maharshi and Anasuya. Can you tell what name is it? The son of Atreya Maharshi and Anasuya. Who was that great person? He was also one of the avatars. Dattatreya. Deity is worshipped with Trimurti Rupa, Dattatreya. So name itself indicates Datta Atreya, given to Atreya. Anasuya was the mother. What is the meaning of Anasuya, the mother's name? Asuya means jealousy. Anasuya means without jealousy. See what beautiful names. You give the names to your children, Inky, Pinky, Monkey, Donkey and other things. See what beautiful names are there. Anasuya, without absence of jealousy. We don't want to give such beautiful names to the children. See, the mother of Dattatreya. So he had Dattatreya, in the Bhagavatam it comes, he had 24 gurus, teachers. The honeybee collecting all that honey from this thing, it drinks only this much of honey. But it gives all the honey for others, you see. It collects. So he learned from that honeybee. Like that, 24 things in the nature, he learned from them. They became his teachers, you see. If you go to the Bhagavata, you can see Dattatreya learns from all these 24 things from the whole. Honeybee is his guru. If you go to Bhagavatam, you just type on your Google, who are the gurus of Dattatreya, you will get all 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And what did they teach? You will get all those things. Because if I go there, then I will be deviating from Bhagavad Gita. It is telling who are the guru. Anybody who teaches you. Honeybee is a guru for him. Anything, he learned from them. So you can learn from everything if you are ready. So that's important. So anybody who teaches you is your guru and he is like your father. Similarly, all these things you learned, wonderful. Every word, the relations carries so beautiful meaning here. So now then Acharyan, teachers in different fields, especially in the field of archery now here. The Acharya, Dronacharya is there standing in front of him. Matulan, uncles from the mother's side, from the father's side, uncles. Bhratrun, brothers. Because the Kauravas are his cousin brothers. Arjuna's cousin brothers, all are your brothers. Then Pautran. Putran means children, son. Who are like your children. So many are there. His own children are there. And the Kauravas who are like your brother, their children are there. They are all like your children. They are all there standing there to face the war. So children. Because the children, his cousin brothers are as good as his own brother and their children are your children. Karna's children, Duryodhana's children, all those people are as good as his own children. Then Putran. You learned the word Putra means children. Pautran, grandchildren, their children. Sakhim, Sakhin means friends. All there are friends. And the next shloka, Shvashuran, the 26th, means father-in-laws. Of course, Arjuna has many wives, so many father-in-laws. All those people also, other than that too, many father-in-laws who are as good as father-in-laws. All these people are Senayoho, Ubayoho api. In both the armies, standing on both sides of the army, Tan Samiksha Sakaunteya, Sarvan Bandhun Avastitan, Bandhu. Now this last word, Bandhu, we will learn and then we will stop our discussion. See, so many relationship, the names we learnt, and we learnt so many deep significance of so many our dharma or scriptures we learnt, Dharma Shastra. Now with this last word, Bandhu, means the person towards whom I have got the bond of attachment is Bandhu. Bandhu can be considered as friend or relatives. Both meaning is there in Sanskrit. Bandhu means friend or relative. So what is the true meaning of Bandhu? Means the person towards whom I have got bond of attachment is Bandhu. It is derived from the root word bandh. Sanskrit and English also, so many things comes from root word, dhatu. So it comes from the word bandh. What is the meaning? To be bound. Meaning of that root word, bandh, means to be bound. Attachment. See, attachment is coming now here. Attachment. All the relatives are called your bandhu or attachment. Is compared to a rope because it binds me with other people, and more I am bound, the more I lose my freedom, because my happiness is not determined only by me. My happiness is determined by so many other people with whom I have the problem of attachment. I become unhappy because of my relatives. If they are unhappy, I am also unhappy. If they are happy, you are also happy. If your child is crying, can you be happy? No. You will be also crying. Why? Bound. Bandhu. Therefore they are called bandhun. Bandhavaha. So seeing them. Now any Hindi word which has come from that bandhu, especially in Punjab and that UP, Bihar area, they will be using it a lot. Oh bande kaha gaya. In songs also you will say bande, bande. That is coming from this word bandhu. Oh bandha kaha gaya. Hindi mein bolta hai. Bandha, bandhe. That comes from this word bandhu. So means friend or one who is connected to you with bond. Arjuna saw all these kith and kin, bandhus very closely related to him, seeing them, samiksha, closely seeing, intensely seeing. When he saw their faces very closely, what happened? A total transformation took place in his personality. And what is the transformation? Kripaya, paraya, vishtaha. Arjuna was overpowered by attachment. Here the word kripa means compassion. It doesn't mean compassion here. Kripa comes from God. But here it is used in the sense attachment. Kripa means compassion. In this context, kripa means attachment. Compassion is a virtue of a realized soul or God, Gnani. It does not bind a person. Compassion doesn't bind a person. You should note that. Therefore, compassion is a virtue and attachment is a weakness. Compassion belongs to God and Gnani, and attachment, that is a knowledgeable person, realized soul, and attachment belongs to Agnani, ignorant person. Here Arjuna happens to be a Agnani. Therefore, Kripa should be translated as attachment ragaha. Therefore, ragena avishtaha, overpowered by emotion or attachment, should be taken here as the meaning. It's not emotion that he took on himself. He's not the master of emotion. See, he was master of sleep. He was master of archery. He was master of so many things. But he was not the master of emotion. We should know the difference now. See, slowly from physical to mental. From mental, in the mental division is emotion and spirituality. You know, in olden days when you used to go to the office, what would they see? Or the schools? IQ. What is IQ? Intelligent quotient. Now IQ, no. Now is EQ, emotional quotient. Now that is also gone. What is the thing now seen? SQ. What is that? Spiritual quotient. Because the spiritual quotient controls everything. So now emotional quotient is don't have control. Sleep is control. Archery, 2 hands, he can shoot anything in night and everything. But he couldn't control emotion. Emotion controlled him. That's why it went a problem. So we'll go and see that, study it so beautifully, so much of psychology, so much of deep things you are learning. So we'll see that in our future classes. We'll now close our conversation with one of the meditation verses on Bhagavad Gita. Mukam karoti vachalam Pangum langhayate girim Yat kripatamaham vande Paramanandamadhavam Om Shanti 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 Harihi Om Tat Sat Shri Ramakrishnaarpanamastu. One last clarification. When we end the mantra, we tell Harihi Om Tat Sat. Why is it? Anybody knows? Tat Sat. Why do we use the word Tat Sat? See, while telling the mantra and all the mantras when we are ending, we are telling Tat Sat. Why? Anybody knows? We are telling it. Om Tat Sat. Tat means that. Sat means truth. What is Tat Pada? God. God alone is the truth. That is the meaning. Who gave this idea? Bhagavad Gita. Only it comes. Krishna gives that idea. Whenever you are chanting some mantras or done something, if you have done some mistakes, by telling Tat Sat, you can remove all that mistakes. That's why after chanting mantras, after doing a class, if you have done some mistakes by chance, oh Lord, forgive us. But the real meaning is, the Lord alone is true. That's the meaning. Tat Sat. God alone is true. All else is unreal. So God alone is true. That is the meaning of Tat Sat. We add a Hari. Hari means God. Tat Sat means that alone is true. What is that? God alone is true. So then all the mistakes we have committed while chanting the mantra or during the class or something, if you have done any mistake, that will be pardoned. It will be neutralized. That's why after every class or every chanting, we tell Harihi Om Tat Sat. So we have learned something new too. Okay, please continue.